Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. So, we're still chipping away at our infamy, which we've been chipping away at for a lot of episodes, but we're nearly there. We're finally near the end of our first round of power block statues. That's providing us with a good chunk of authority and influence, or at least it will be very soon, once they're all employed. Yeah, they're getting there. They're getting there, and I should be getting a small buff to power blocks to influence due to that. Interesting. I wonder if they can't hire because the populations in these areas are too low. Yeah. That's probably the issue. I should invest more in these zones, but it's difficult. I don't want to do too much here, obviously, because it's pretty difficult to have, like, with the way industrialization works with logistics now, you have to have sort of I mean, you don't have to, but, like, it helps a lot to have kind of self-contained supply chains. Ooh, shortage of infrastructure in Pennsylvania. That is not good. Gotta get those ready to go immediately. We'll build the oil rigs in Guyana as long as we're thinking about it. Boy, those are going to take frickin' forever. Allomatic mass migration, wonderful. Alright, now we're finally building up the rest of the industry in the Bahamas that we were talking about, and after that it's going to be some electrification. So, at this stage, we are now positive on money. Petit bourgeois are happy, so I think it's too much of a gamble to increase the size of the construction sector again. I don't think it necessarily is. So, where do I want to invest? I think I want to build up a little bit in the west. A little bit more. We have one in Washington, which means I got one somewhere else. Oh, Guyana. Oh, well, that'll do it. Alright, and then some in the middle of the country. Typically I invest in Colorado. Kansas has a lot of population. A lot of these states do. Good states to invest in. Yeah, usually I go deep in Colorado, but maybe we'll do a little construction in these areas as well. So we see that's 12. You can do a little bit more. Tennessee. Tennessee is a big steel hub. At least it is by Hearts of Iron 4. So that's about a 33% increase overall. It's going to necessitate the construction of more steel mills, but I can live with that. Well, what is all this then? Majertine. Britain's trying to get them as a protectorate. They're being assisted by Russia. Conquer the West Indies. I must decline. In fact, why don't you get the French to help? Because I could steal Canada. I could steal Canada. And that would be excellent. Oil in Mississippi, that's nice. It's good to have domestic oil production. Particularly, well, not particularly for the late game. More or less exclusively for the late game, to be completely honest, but that is what it is. So after power build up, it's power block statues. And then after that, it's these construction sectors. So I think I'll throw these construction sectors in the top. Obviously this is going to cost me a huge pile of cash, but that is fine. I'm going to throw the railways in front of those so that those get done ASAP, because I really need them done. No, that's Egypt working over here. And then, don't want to invest in you, Hoffa. Has Russia unborked their military? Tell me, Russia. Talk to me. Do you have a real military yet? Skirmish and mobile. It's not great. But it is what it is. Raising concerns. The intelligentsia have expressed their concerns about government decisions clearly favoring the interests of the industrialists. Choosing is always hard, not because the decision is difficult to make, but because the consequences can be a bit inconvenient. Rumors are spreading like smoke from a factory, staining the clear air of the United States of America with a dense and vicious poison. This needs to be addressed. Happy intelligentsia, salty industrialists. I really want to keep that job creators bonus. Or they need to accept we can't please everyone. I'm going to go with the second one. It's going to make the intelligentsia slightly weaker. No, gosh darn it, Measure Teen. I was going to... Maybe I'll improve relations with Russia just a little bit. Because I do want to go after Canada. And now's a good time, because my infamy's low. It's not as low as would be ideal. Still working on getting these, my subjects down in Liberty Desire. But that's proceeding apace. As it should be. Cuba's surprisingly high in Liberty Desire. Venezuela is damaging relations. Venezuela. Why don't you dial it back? This button. Oh, that's right. Brazil. How are you doing with that whole universal suffrage thing? They're on step 3. 9% chance to pass. Oof. Come on, Emperor Pedro. You can give him democracy. You can do it. I believe in you. See, my leverage generation is really low right now on account of my my cohesion is borked. I'm also not getting mandates, but that's as much. But that's fine because we're up to divided. That's actually really good. And if I can get Brazil up to universal suffrage, then with our... Okay, Netherlands siding with Siam. And Great Qing as well. Alright, beautiful. This is beautiful. Alright, so now... this makes the temptation even higher. Okay, so... But I want to wait until this war starts. This is going to be 56.2 infamy. That number is only going to go up. It looks like nobody is really interested in standing on their side. I really hope the Germans don't. It's just going to be Britain and Canada. Britain is potentially quite infamous. Yeah, Britain is quite infamous at this time. So I think, but I don't want to... See, the problem is this. If I wait until this diplomatic play kicks off, there's a chance that Siam will still back down. Because they're only being turned into a protectorate. So I don't want to let that happen. But on the other hand, I want to make sure that I don't get borked on this by getting stuck in a unilateral war against the British, because I absolutely don't wish to be in a unilateral war against the British. Let's build up some steel infrastructure in Michigan. We've still got a good, healthy population, but I should also start building up these states. So tell you what, we got no iron here, but we do have coal. A little bit of oil here. We got iron shortages in these areas. Ooh. Defense in depth. Excellent. So I think for now I'll continue to develop the Northeast. Which means New York. New York has plenty of infrastructure available. They've got 30. If I build 10 levels, that'll be 20. And that'll be just fine. So, we'll throw those at the top, and we'll halt electrification for now as we finish out the power block statues. I'll be able to get those West Indies on my own, sir. Sir? Sir. I don't desire those Indies. It's me or them! Nelson van der Veer, leader of the armed forces, has had enough of compromising with his coalition partners. He's demanded that either his collaborators follow his orders, the armed forces will never approve their changes. That's what leaders are for, right? I lead, you follow. Sounds rather simple to me. If they wanted to lead, they would have been leaders themselves, but I guess no one else thought they could. It's my way or the highway. What a ridiculous thing to say. Armed forces salty, Nelson van der Veer loses popularity. Or very well, the armed forces shall be the leading force. Yeoman farmers unhappy. Well, everyone else in the coalition unhappy, but he becomes more popular. I gotta say no to that. So do I lose patriotic fervor? I do not, because they changed it to 8, the number I need. I'm not going to help you, Siam, but hopefully with all y'all fighting the British, I'll be able to steal Canada absolutely no problem. And then once I've got Canada, maybe I'll liberate India. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew here. Because it is the British. I am the number 2 power challenging the number 1 power. So I don't want to get too... I don't want to get greedy on this. So building up those power plants, that's going to be very good. This extra steel infrastructure is going to improve my... steel production is going to improve my overall financial efficiency. Inefficient agriculture. The industrialists have started complaining about the existence of subsistence farms in California, stating that their undeniable inefficiency should be immediately addressed. The fertile soil of our people suffers, relegated to tired and callous hands, too exhausted from manual labor to perform a decent level, too poor to be able to use more advanced tools that would make them more profitable. This industry is just a useless investment. I'm going to say we should follow their advice. I can't risk more radicals right now. Alright. Yeah, go for South Angola. Alright, so that war has begun now. Which means... Now is my bureaucracy. My bureaucracy's barked. Alright. Well, first of all... We'll build ourselves a hair more government admin. This is not ideal because I still have a little bit of infamy, but this is an opportunity that I can't afford to pass up. So, let's do it. Nope. Alright. Get the lads together. And I'm just going to do a full mobilization. I'm not going to goof around with mobilization right now. So, that puts me at 70 infamy. I do not have enough to take the West Indies and the Mosquito Kingdom, unless... Am I stupid? These are the West Indies, aren't they? These are part of the Mosquito Kingdom. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize. Okay, so the Mosquito Kingdom is holding Bermuda as well. Alright, so... Well, that's fine. Mosquito Kingdom is not in the war. Mosquito Kingdom is indigenous Mesoamerican. That's interesting. Alright. Anyway, useful information to have. Let's put our armies on the border. And let me make sure my mobilization options are good to go. I haven't enabled extra supplies. That's going to make this war very expensive. But I think it's worth it. Hopefully this doesn't turn out to be a mistake. Where is my fleet? Cool. Very good. We'll keep them there for now. Cuba sides with the British Republic. Well, now that is interesting. Cuba is... this has reduced my influence on account of I've got high infamy, but happily I've got a lot of influence left to play with. We'll put the Army of the Pacific Coast in New England. New neighbors, new grudges. A minority group of Uruguayans has settled in the state of Wisconsin, seeking a better future. However, the local Yankee elites are stirring up resentment, claiming the Uruguayan newcomers will destroy their traditional way of life. They don't belong here. Our Yankee customs, our way of life, they'll be lost if we let the Uruguayans settle, claims a prominent landowner, his words echoing in the taverns and markets of Milwaukee. The newcomers, hopeful but weary, whisper of opportunity, but face closed doors and hostile stares. Uruguayans get 60... acceptance from shared cultural trait, shared heritage trait, European heritage. They're going to get another 15 from total separation of church and state, so I'm just going to say they must accept their lot. It's nice having a source of extra loyalists among the highest classes. All right, so... I think Belgium sides with Britain. Well, that's not shocking. I think I'm going to take some time raiding British shipping. That's going to make life. Ottoman Empire sides with the British. No idea why you keep doing that. Are you good at anything? Do I have a convoy raider? I should get myself a convoy raider. You're a convoy raider. Mr. Dewey. Mr. Dewey. Raid convoys, sir. Please. Please, I invite you. I invite you to raid convoys. Raiding convoys is such a delightful job to do. No one's going for Alaska, right? And Alaska's not incorporated territory. Alaska is incorporated territory. Ooh, I need to defend Alaska. Ooh, I should have put the Army of the Pacific Coast in Alaska. Let's go over there. Oh, cripes. Alright. I'm going to build some more barracks with trench infantry in them. Because this army's got too many non-infantry because of this goofy thing about conscription. I need to build up some infantry, and I need to be in this army. Are any of my other armies goofed on organization? Regular army is because of low command capacity. Let me see. All these guys are petit bourgeois guys, except this guy is reckless. And reckless is really, really bad. Oh, interesting. This doesn't actually increase blunder chance anymore. It gives a special order ability that increases blunder chance. That's interesting. Maybe we'll go with this guy and just get him out of there. Ooh, alright. Oh, Adna Chaffee. Oh, wonderful. I love this guy. It's a little early for you. I've seen you in Hearts of Iron. Although I guess he's quite elderly by the time that happens. But yeah, Adna Romanza Chaffee. Get over here. Get over here. Get over here and lead my regular army, please. Alright, force comparison's looking rock solid. Army of Observation still sticking around in the Dixie HQ. Maybe we'll use the Army of Observation, actually, to invade Cuba and just knock that task right out to get them out of the war. Because I don't wish to be in a war with Cuba. I wish this to be a no hard feelings type situation. Ooh, a little bit of oil in Louisiana. Yeah, everyone's damaging relations. That's because of the infamy. That's all the infamy. Perhaps we will put the Army of Florida... No, I need them on defense. Don't have a lot of armies. I need more armies. There's a lot of people getting involved in this thing, but I don't think any of them are actually, or rather, I should say, I don't think many of them are going to be an issue. How long is it going to take you to get where you're going? 46 days left. All right, so that's going to be a minute. Let's go ahead and set 2 arms. Yeah, it's going to goof up trade. What do you want from me? We'll designate. Before we designate a strategic objective, let's take a look at what their capital is, because it's not Ontario. Where's your capital? Your capital's Quebec. Oh, that's nice. You know, as American philosopher Eric Cartman once said, there's no Canada like French Canada. Heavy use of trenches in Ontario by Cornelius Schuyler has turned the area into a blasted hellscape. The stalemate cannot last forever, but it's not clear what the best way forward is. Have you ever been there in the trenches? It's less lonely than you think. You have friends everywhere. The rats will be with you every day and night, and even when your mates die, they'll stay right there with you, just below in the mud. You must entrench further in Ontario. It gives Ontario some devastation. I thought usually you have an option to do a different one with that, but I don't know. So we are going to have to naval invade Britain eventually. So keep that in mind. We'll just get this naval invasion going on real quick. I don't think this is going to take very long at all. We do have an army on our way over here to the west. Force comparison here is okay. Gosh, this force comparison looks like it should be going a lot better than it is. There we go. There we go. Get him, Newton Hackelman. You get him, Newton Hackelman. You can do it. I believe in you. Oil in Miranda. Oh, that's excellent. Investment pool's got some real money in it this time. Naval invasion. Curious. I successfully invaded Cuba. Alright, beautiful. Excuse me. There are fronts in these areas? In the other war. No, in my war. Hang on, Mosquito Kingdom is involved? But these are... Alright, we're going to put the Army of Observation on one of these fronts just to clean them out. Just to finish them out. Now the American Navy will start raiding Britain over here. They're going after Hawaii. Do they have a war goal on Hawaii? They want to liberate IT, Costa Rica, and Hawaii. Alright. So, I gotta do some area defense, but that's not gonna be too much of a problem. Fruitful endorsements. In a gesture of solidarity with the Republican Party, Constantine Condorossi has encouraged his supporters to vote for it in the ongoing election. For the interest of all principled people, the Republican Party has a consistent record of excellence. I cannot speak higher of those brave men and women moving the United States of America forwards under their name. He has our thanks, certainly, 30% momentum, or his endorsement would best be more specific, stronger petite bourgeoisie, less momentum. I'm going to go with the first one. I don't want to strengthen the petite bourgeoisie any more than I have to. Excellent. Battles are going well. Force comparison in Canada is rock solid now. We're pressing forward in the western front. So that should be getting us a good amount of occupation of BC, which it is. So hopefully we can move forward here. Very good. We got solid occupation of Quebec. Maya wants more autonomy. No, thank you. I do not wish to give you more autonomy, Maya. Surely you can understand this. Alright, so we got these units here in the West Indies. A gentler United States of America. Matthias Black, a well-known pacifist, has campaigned for the Republican Party in the upcoming election on the platform of more peaceful foreign policy than the warmongering the United States of America has become known for. When I go abroad, people tell me, Matthias, it's hopeless. The Americans are used to getting their way with violence and threats. Such people will never change. I tell them the American people love peace, as do the people of all nations. That is why leaders use force and deceit to make them go to war. No more. The people will be heard, and their reputation will be restored. If we can reclaim peace here, the whole world can. Matthias Black. He aligns with the yeoman farmers. Interesting. We're a peaceful nation now. Extra momentum, extra popularity, reduce infamy by 5. Or our enemies should not stop fearing us today or ever. Reduced infamy decay. You know what? We're a peaceful nation. We were forced to go to war. The freedom of Canada was a dagger aimed at the heart of the United States. And any right-thinking American would say the same. Plus, I like large power block. Hey, Brazil, how's votes for the proletariat going? Not great, Brazil. Starting to get kind of nervous about that, Brazil. Not loving how great that's not going, Brazil. Alright, so these fronts have merged now. So we'll send the Army of the Pacific Coast, Oceania, to await the to Hawaii, to await the arrival of British troops there. So, I think from here, let's go ahead and send... Where's my navy? Where are you? Ah, yes, you're over there. I'm going to go ahead and invade... Wait, what's Britain's capital? Okay, it's still the home counties. I'm going to go ahead and send the Army of Observation to invade the home counties. Because I think... that with them there... We're nearly finished with our dust-up in Canada. The way I see it. Damn. They got Hawaii, but that's okay. Where else do they need to invade? They need to invade Haiti and Costa Rica. So, we'll station this army in Haiti. And that will make that a viable strategy. We are continuing to win in the north. Louisiana is in default. Harishankar Raghuwanshi is exiled from the British Raj. Fair enough. Some of our convoys have been sunk, but that's okay. Alright, we got a split front once again. Already have an army over here. But I think it's an allied army. Oh boy, we got this frontage split nonsense happening. Alright, I'm going to send the Army of Florida to guard this front, because I think that's going to be the main front. Ah, it's the Army of New England. Alright, so this shouldn't be too much of a kerfuffle here. But we got to close out some of these secondary fronts, because I know these secondary fronts in Canada can be a real issue. Louisiana is in default. We are closing in on successfully landing in the home counties, so that's very good. I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised. Beautiful. Alright, so that closes out that front. Nelson Wells has appeared, an agitator. I'm going to put the regular army over here on this secondary front in Canada, because I don't want to get secondary front nonsense happening to my armies. Commander commends Civic Coalition. General Richardson has made public statements. Mark Richardson, an authoritarian, wrathful mountain combat expert, traditionalist commander with expensive tastes. General Richardson has made public statements in support of the Republican Party, bringing into question the political neutrality of the military. It is my duty to defend the nation and its interests. Politics is as much a part of war as battles and logistics are. I don't see my problem with doing my part and doing what I can to make sure those who are best fit to protect the nation end up being the ones in charge. He can say what he wants. Extra momentum for the Republicans. By the way, shocking everyone, Republican Party is lined up to win the election. Nobody should be surprised by this. Alright, how's the invasion going? Seems to be going pretty well. We got greater than 50% progress. Louisiana is in default. Got another battle kicked off, and we are winning here. There's our election, a wartime election, but Joshua Norton has secured the presidency once again. Alright. This front is going well. This front is going well. I'm feeling generally very positive. Cuba is bailed out of the war. Very good. That's good. They were our one-time enemies. I do not have a lot of... I'm having a little bit of a munitions shortage, so let's go ahead and build up munitions. We'll throw that in at the top of the queue. And we'll build another set of munitions plants in Wisconsin. And we'll build those up too. And after that, I think... build the ones in Pennsylvania first. And after that, we'll be done building up munitions plants. We're closing in on the end of the episode. I want to go a little longer, because I want to see if I can get myself a front in Great Britain, because I hope I can. We're only a hair short on ironclads. We keep winning naval battles, but if we can get one more land battle, we can establish a successful landing. And I'm really hoping that happens, because I want to force them out of the war. Gosh. I'm going to bring the Army of New England over here in preparation for bringing them over to Old England. Merry Old England. Merry Old London town. Once I have the ability to actually land them. It's going to make my main front a little weaker, but my other armies are on their way to consolidating. So actually, we'll keep the Army of New England over here. Oh no, they're on their way there already. Alright, yes, that's what I want. Because we'll get the other armies moving over to Britain once we win this battle, which it does look like we are going to win. We have a convoy shortage that is not great. We're being convoy raided somewhere in the Caribbean. Well, it is what it is. I've got to keep my navy here to support my invasion. Lots of countries declaring neutrality in my diplomatic play in Louisiana. German Empire is embargoing us. Well, that's not ideal. I really wish that was not happening. All right. And there is our front in Britain established. So, we do have allied armies covering the Louisiana situation. Force comparisons are not great over here. Where's my other armies? American Navy's a little short on command cap. Let's grab this innovative dockyard organizer. He's an ethno-nationalist, but it is what it is. Army of the Great Plains is down here. Oh no, that's us. We're covering that. Alright, that's not ideal. If I move them off, I think the 2nd Louisiana Army can still handle it. Because I need to get them over to Britain to make sure that I win the war over there. How is the force comparison on this front? We'll know in a moment. Why aren't the Army of Observation going there? Why aren't the Army of Observation going there? Why aren't the Army of Observation going there? Oh my god, are you serious? Are you serious? Why aren't they going? I invaded. I successfully invaded. What? Excuse me? They That's a bug. That's a bug is what that is. Oh my god, what the heck? Oh, that's infuriating. Alright. Let's go to the middle of the year. We got some events to do. So this front's now borked. Alright, well let's get the Army of the Great Plains back on their way over here, which they are going. I think the Army of the Pacific Coast are closer. We got an event here. Legislation imposed. So Cuba has refused our demand. They enact total separation. That is what it is. Guatemalan proletarian revolt. Alright, so we're going to need to do another naval invasion of Great Britain, because I'm not going to lose to my army just somehow not getting to the place it was supposed to get to, because that's, again, that's just a bug. That's just the game running wrong. Alright. So that should finish out that situation. They've got Costa Rica, unfortunately. Our force comparisons here are good, though. We got some armies on their way back. Hopefully we'll be able to knock that out quickly and go and re-invade Costa Rica. I can't believe this. They just... I'm sorry, that's just cheating is what that is. So there's Sealing strategies. Alright, there, that's dealt with. I'm salty. Oh, I'm tilted. I'm tilted real bad. My units just didn't go to the front. Alright. Let's go ahead and upgrade our production method for our naval bases. Oh, we've actually got a better training method for our other places as well. So we'll do that. I got 24 war support, but they don't have war support protection actually. So I don't genuinely, in truth, I don't actually need to invade. Can't pull them in because they're in a battle. Alright, so we'll cancel this naval invasion. And we'll invade back into Costa Rica to liberate them. With the Army of Observation, which is now available. So we don't actually need to hold Britain's capital for them to lose. And they're losing war support a lot faster than we are. Plus we're holding IT, which we will continue to have control over. I finished out my munitions plants, so I'm going to halt government construction for the time being. The investment pool will have to take over the remainder of construction for now. The war in Canada is going well, so hopefully, if we don't have any more front chicanery... Oh, I'm so salty. I'm so salty about that. But hopefully if we don't have any more front chicanery, they won't be able to invade and all will be well. Hopefully this naval invasion will go nice and easy, which it looks like it is going. Alright, there we go. We'll put this navy in here to shoot at the British Navy. And Costa Rica has been reoccupied. So which means we're holding our war support protection because we're still holding IT and Costa Rica. Ottoman Empire's bailed out of the war. That's good news for us. Gosh, it's been a long episode. You know what? I think we're just going to continue. We're going to continue until the war is finished out because it's not going to be any longer. It's not going to be much longer now. They don't have war support protection, and they're losing war support faster than we are. And we actually don't need to get them too much further. It's going to be another, 10 weeks or so. I'm actually going to put this army in, park them in IT to make sure that the enemy can't invade. Belgium is out. Alright, so Britain continues to lose allies in this thing. In fact, their acceptance of the peace deal is much, much higher now. How did their war in China go? So they are winning their war in China, and they had a war alongside the German Empire against the Russians. But, so they're focusing on that, I guess. See, this is the power of making the AI do two things at once. Is you can get a thing you want and not have a problem. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh my goodness, the Germans got Alsace-Lorraine. Elsass-Lothringen now. I do want to keep improving relations with France, so I'm not going to stop, in fact, I'll unpause construction. I can afford to build stuff. We're still at -2. Get a little farther. We need to go a little longer. They're trying to naval invade me, but gosh darn it, Brazil! Emperor Pedro, you have had almost 50 years to reform the country. We'll see how things go from here. I'm much less salty now that I know that that bug isn't going to cost me the war. All right. Britain, give me Canada. Beautiful. That is nice. That's a nice power block right there. All right, so I've gone way over my usual episode time, but that's okay. That is all we've got time for today, my nerds. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.